We are here at Virginia International Raceway, and as you can see behind me, the cars are starting to file in for Racing for Heroes charity laps. This is a pretty cool event that we are coming down here to provide some coverage for. As you can see here, they're getting some staging ready for some of the cars here for the next session. But we've got some pretty cool cars. There's some Lamborghinis, there's some Porsches. There's also a few fully prepped out race cars here as well. So they're doing a bunch of different stuff, and we are excited to provide coverage for these guys because this is an awesome program. A lot of the stuff here supports veterans with PTSD, traumatic brain injuries or TBIs, and many other unseen wounds that come from being a service member. So as they get ready this morning, it's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to seeing this place get packed. I'm told it gets very packed every year for this, so it's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for some trackside shots, some in-car footage, and maybe even, you know, some moments of fun while I drive my wife's Descent around the track, which I don't think she knows about yet. But yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. All right, guys, so we are here with Adam Benaway with Racing for Heroes, and we are going to go on a hot lap interview. So it's going to be a very interesting time. We've got some camera there behind us, as you can see. So we're going to get some cool stuff from the guys going on behind us, but this should be a very exciting interview. Can't say I've ever done an interview at speed in a car before, so you know it's going to be interesting. Adam is here. He's a big part of this and taking a lot of basically doing a lot of the stuff today, running. I mean, everything I've seen, you're just basically running all over the place all day. So tell us a little bit more about what you're doing with us.
So I'm Adam Benaway. I've been part of Racing for Heroes for about 9 years now. I got involved while I was still active duty, around 2016 timeframe. Started volunteering, helping out with Racing for Heroes at different events, their little outreach programs. Quickly took on kind of a lead role of hosting and organizing events and fundraisers. This is our 7th year doing charity laps. I do a lot of the planning, organization, kind of the traffic flow.
Nice.
Which this year has been running really smooth. We got a lot of other volunteers that help me out. And now we're taking a lap around beautiful Virginia International Raceway, which is our home track. This is where the Racing for Heroes headquarters is. Miss Connie and the whole staff at VIR is always super gracious to let us close out the racing season with our last event for the year and before VIR closes down for the winter. We started small on South Course, which is the smaller portion of VIR, and now we use the full course, and we just have 8 hours of real good track time. A lot of coordination with the flaggers, the control tower, pit road manager,
local legend pork chop,
our lead and follow cars, you know, keeping the pace correct and keeping cars under control, because as you could assume, people get out here with no track experience and just want to go crazy on the track. All the proceeds that we raise today for Racing for Heroes goes towards our kind of what I like to call pillars of veteran benefits, physical health, mental health, job employment, and And then, of course, motorsports is, no pun intended, the vehicle or the platform to kind of get our name out there and use adrenaline therapy as something to bring veterans together.
Oh yeah, definitely. I got drawn into it because I was at Over Mountain Rally this past year and ran into a couple people there, and actually got hooked up with Tony Lacey and talking to him about some stuff. And he was actually the one that invited us out and whatnot about this. And so, if some of the guys might know, we were trying to bring our Vivio K car out to this. Unfortunately, we had some engine troubles, and she's still broken. So, but we're still here, and we're gonna have a lot of fun today. We've already done a couple laps and some things like that. It's been a great time. Steve actually took us over, showed us the shop. So it's been a really good time. And now, we're going to do this nice rolling high-speed interview. So obviously I noticed that Racing for Heroes' big thing is the unseen side of, war and the things that veterans face. So, being a veteran, it's, I know what it's like. I haven't been through some of that stuff, but, I know what some of these guys go through. So this is the kind of stuff where they get that adrenaline rush, but they know they're not, dealing with other things.
So the way I like to put it is, when you're in the military, and definitely while you're deploying, you got to think about the adrenaline hit you get every day, whether it's going outside the wire or just being deployed overseas in general. That little hit of adrenaline, and it sounds comical, but is literally a little drug you're taking every day. So now when you come back home and you quit cold turkey, that drug, in the normal world, what do we call that? When you stop a drug cold turkey, and what does your body go through?
Overdose or
withdrawals, right? And your body goes through different, essentially, illnesses. So when we take away that adrenaline from a deployment or just military life in general, your body's going through a withdrawal. A lot of veterans then tend to turn to detrimental ways to fill that void, or to, whether it's drugs, alcohol, just really bad behaviors as, a veteran, and lifestyles. Whereas at least motorsports, we can fill that void. And yes, there's some sense of danger as we go through South Bend at 80 miles an hour, and I don't touch the brake. And we can fill that void with something productive and a positive lifestyle, not just the action of being around motorsports, but then all the little byproducts of being part of a team, having a sense of purpose, meeting new veterans. And then eventually what happened with me is bringing that in and needing that motorsport adrenaline therapy. Then I become not just a consumer, but a producer to help other veterans and outreach to other veterans. And I get more of a fill now by reaching out than I did receiving it myself when I needed it the most. So now I really enjoy being a producer of all those things that RFH can provide for other veterans.
Nice.
So and there's not one recipe to, we'll say, fix a veteran or, make someone better. You can't say, here, go through this 6-step process and voila, you're fixed, right? Everyone has a different, I don't want to call it the love language, but a different recovery language, if that makes sense. Some people just need a sense of purpose. Some people need that camaraderie. Some people need a task and purpose, all that stuff. So one of the heroes is our shirts, and our kind of like motto is ROE, which stands for Rules of Engagement, Weapons Free. In the military world, that stands for Eliminate Threats at all cost whenever you see one.
Yep.
So we can apply that to at all cost, however we see fit. If that guy needs a wheelchair accessible ramp at his house and that gets him better, cool, we'll try and make that happen. If this guy needs a little bit of camaraderie with other like-minded motorsports guys, we'll make that happen. So there's no recipe, there's no, like I said, 5-step program that's gonna voila make it better.
Right.
So, and that's what's cool about having a organization that's diverse with different talents, different skills. We can outreach and connect with veterans in many different ways. So, the motorsports side, really, it's all icing on the cake. Proceeds don't go to us racing vehicles. It goes to the other health and wellness center program, the HBOT, the red light treatment, all that stuff. The racing is really just out of our pockets. A lot of it's out of Mike's pockets for us to go racing and build that camaraderie in addition to all the other programs.
Awesome. Yeah, one of the things that I really liked about that was the fact that, you know, this program is helping people on so many levels, and it's not just, you know, the motorsports aspect. I know there's obviously the medical side that they help with as well, which is a big thing, which is also a big help. But it's also more than just, you know, motorsports here at Virginia International. We've talked to some of the guys from the rally program. I know there's a lot of dirt track stuff that he does. So I think it's really awesome that the racing program is not just one discipline.
Right. That's something I can kind of speak on because I've done road course racing, I've done autocross, I've won 3 NATs with the SCCA. With Tony, I got into rally, stage rally.
Okay.
Many years ago, that was actually my first form of racing, was like rally cross.
Mm-hmm.
But I've done dirt oval, asphalt oval, road course, endurance, stage rally, through the RFH and Rally for the Troops program, where Tony had a car and he basically said, here, this is your baby, you take care of it, to a stage rally. And it was awesome. I would love to do more rally. I'll drive anything, but rally is really awesome.
Yeah, and that's what we're building. So we're building a rally car. A lot of the guys on the channel know we're building a rally car. And we're also now diving into a little bit of the hill climb stuff with our K car, or at least we hope to anyway, once we sort out the engine issues and some other things. But
what is this K car you speak of?
So we have a 1996 Subaru Vivio RXR.
Oh, that kind of K car. Okay.
Yeah, so it's basically the
little box van.
Well, no, it's actually a car. This is the hatchback.
Gotcha.
So
understood. Yep.
It's similar to the Sandbar. It's the same engine. This one, however, is a twin cam with a supercharger. It's all-wheel drive, all that fun.
Is it kind of like the Honda Beat?
It's about
but the Subaru version?
It's the same size. It's a 2-door. It's a hatchback. So, but yeah, that one we're building for hill climb, and we have another one that I just drive one for on the street, and then the other one I was building for racing. And that one is, they're both down at the moment because these K cars are plagued with weird issues with burning valves. So it's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting car, and we're trying to build that for hill climb. I was hoping to bring it down here and run it around the course because I think it would have been really fun I would be maxed out at about 80 miles an hour at best. That's the fastest it would go.
Well, that means you can stay flat the entire track.
I would be flat the entire track. There would be no ifs, ands, or buts. And it would probably 4-wheel drift through some of these turns because it's lightweight. It weighs like 1,500 pounds on a good day. So, super fun car, but it burned a valve the other week, and so now it's down. But we came down because we really wanted to support this. Have a nice full-on at-speed track tour.
All right, so coming down the front stretch of VIR, we are approaching the start-finish line with a little right kink. We don't aim directly at the braking signs. We kind of brake down at the 4-3. Brake about the 3-2, pretty easy braking. Get our heel-toe rev match, get down to apex, and let the car track out, unwind, apply throttle, carrying as much radius as we can through that corner because radius equals speed. Coming into 2, which is a slight left, into a longer, sharper left, turn 3, also called NASCAR. Turn 4, we're gonna get down to 3rd, attack apex kind of early, and then shoot straight to 5, carrying a long, steady arc all the way through 5, and then entering the lower S's, coming out of the lower S's, under the bridge, heading towards the uphill S's. Uphill S's can pretty much stay flat out, but for our charity laps, we kind of limit it at about 85, 90. Come up to the top of the hill, turn 10, south bend, blind, off camber left. Nice little breathe of the throttle, get right back on it. Coming down into 11, 12 braking zone. Treat 11 like your braking zone, and then 12 is your turn-in point. And we're gonna come to checkered, which really stinks, but I'll keep it up. I'm gonna go down the oak tree straight. I'm gonna go the window down.
Yep.
We'll finish it. The back stretch coming up the hill is actually quite a climb up the hill, so these lower horsepower cars kind of like plateau. Acknowledge the checkered flag. This is one of the faster spots in the track. It's coming into roller coaster. I like to brake almost after turn in. Every brake in a straight line, downshift, top of roller coaster. This is a 6-story drop down to the bottom of hog pen. The car really bites into there at 15. Come out wide, entering hog pen. Get a little backside, and we like to hit this curb and track out wide and carry that arc back down onto the front stretch of VIR. But that was the end of our session, so we are going to pit in, and that's relative in a Miata tour of VIR International Raceway.
Awesome. Well, I greatly appreciate it, Adam. It was a pleasure to come out on the track with that. Definitely a lot of fun. A lot of crazy cars today. I mean, we had the Panos Esperante there. It's actually a 934, I believe he said it was, but an old slant nose Porsche type thing. So definitely a lot of good cars here, and some guys missing the exit. But yeah, so yeah, awesome time, and hope you guys enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun, but I really want to have some more fun myself. I didn't tell Amy yet, but we're going to go take her car around the track.